Just a quick report on my new shed. It's been set up for me Orientals. I breed Shamu, Thai, Asil and Ganoi. All the birds will be kept in here, all under cover. There will be day pens outside where the birds can take their turn at having a bit of a scratch around outside on fine days, but as you know, the Orientals, they tend to fight a fair bit, so even the hens need to be kept separate because they can turn at any time on each other and fight, and then you're in all sorts of trouble. This is the area here where I'll keep the feed. Obviously that's my desk where I'll be spending a fair bit of time. Yeah, like I said, the feed will be kept here in the bins, and it'll just be a matter of getting the feed in a bucket and running down the roads. So it should only take about 5-10 minutes at the most to feed all the birds. Just run down the row and drop the feed in the little containers. There's a water trough the full length of the shed. The birds just put their head through the cages, and it's just a matter of topping that up. I'll show you up the other end. I've got a drain plug with a hose where the water just runs outside. Bits and pieces, broom for sweeping the floor. All the pens will have sand, a bit like this pen here. I've used shade cloth on one end of each pen so they can't fight between the pens. That way I can put the pens right together so they can't, any birds in one pen can't attack the others. Yeah, so I've got those few put in. These are all single pens here for the just the cock birds. There's still more of them to come, but there's birds in them at the moment, and I need to sort the birds out. Once I've sorted the birds out, those pens will come in. So tomorrow, with a bit of luck, I'll start putting a few of the birds in the pens that I've got set up here, and then that'll free up those pens to bring in and place more birds in them. These pens will mainly have a couple of hens with nest boxes, just those plastic drum sort of thing where they can lay their eggs, and when I want to make one of the hens up, it's just a matter of popping the cockbird in with him just for half a day and taking him out, and yeah, that should work fine. These are a few bigger pens as well. I'll probably run trios in here, 1 cock to 2 hen in these. Obviously put nest boxes in there as well. Fill the bottom floors up with sand. It'll all be sand in the shed bar the main walkway, which I can just sweep back into the pens. This is the hose which just goes out this door here. And it'll just run outside. There are some bricks just to put around the pens so the sand stays mostly in the pens. This is the trough I was telling you about, runs the full length so the birds can just put their heads through and drink. A bank of 6 pens are going in here once I've transferred a few of the birds. I've added plenty of ventilation, runs the full length of the shed. The roof's been insulated and there's whirligigs in the roof to get rid of any of the hot air or the moisture in winter. These will be single cockbird pens. I added shade cloth today so they can't get to each other in the other pens. It's just a matter of unclipping the top pen and lifting it and grabbing your bird. The good design about the shed, I feel, is you can change it around at any time to suit you. Move pens, nothing's actually fixed. So you can sort of set it up however you really want it to be. One good thing about the shed, the magnificent view. To keep the sand in the pens, it's just a matter of getting a few of these bricks and placing a row of bricks on the ground in a row, which will keep most of the sand in the pens hopefully, and it's just a matter of the walkway, just sweeping the sand up, but it'll keep most of the sand in the pens, a bit like I've done with this row of pens here. These are for single cockbirds. It's just a matter of unlatching the pen roof and reaching down and grabbing your bird. Yeah, just a matter of putting sand in there now, and easy to catch birds. No chasing them around pens. Orientals are best kept, in my opinion, in pens like that, but also running them out in day yards every second or third day. The plan is to handle the birds a lot more, less time feeding and watering and spending more time with the birds, handling them and getting them friendly and sort of enjoying the birds, instead of spending most of my time running around feeding and watering. I reckon I can, well, these birds, it's just a matter of topping that trough up every now and again, and once a week running the hose out and draining it. And I've also bought a long-handled scrubbing mop type thing with an extended arm that'll you can just reach over the pens and scrub the trough out once a week. These containers are the cheapest option. I think they're about $1.35 from our local shop. It's just a matter of hooking it on the outside, running along with the watering can, and you've watered your birds. There'll be obviously a hole cut here for the birds to put their head through to drink, and the other container will have their food. So it's just a matter of running the full length with the watering can to fill these up, and bucket of feed, and the birds should be fed and watered within a quarter of an hour at the most. Well, that's the plan anyhow. I don't use incubators at all. I let the hen sit the eggs. I find the chickens are far hardier and do better than bred in incubators, especially with the Orientals. So the nest box will be in the pens, and she'll hatch, and the chickens can run through the wire and just run around. It's just a matter of putting one of these chicken drinkers, just a matter of sticking it outside the pen or up against the pen when they get too big to get through, and they can just drink, and they'll run around the shed but not go far from the mother. And the chickens will thrive that way, and as they get bigger they can go into a different pen and separate them from the hen. Yeah, so that's a quick update of the progress so far on my new shed for the Orientals. I hope you enjoyed the quick tour.